All right. Good morning, team. Just hopefully no issues today. Just wait and see how we get on with the setup. You're not bad. Not bad. Oh, right. Perfect. Crikey, that's a little bit dirty. Probably need to just get that little bit of a touch up. Good old maintenance as we go. Yeah, that's the idea. Still not the best lighting in here, but look, it's still going to take a while for me to get this place finished. Usual clans in the chat. It's great. I haven't had anything specifically. I've been run off my feet over the weekend. School holidays finished, so just had to wrangle the boy back on the bus. So I haven't really got too much planned. So I wanted to throw it out to the team, see if there's anything in particular we wanted to work on. Whether it's high rate, low rate, I can come up with something off the top of my head reasonably quickly. But I just thought that I'd throw it out in case somebody's got a session that they've been dying to do, dying to whip out. I know Robro, if he's in the chat, he'll chirp up and say the countdown. One of those things. One eye on the football, one on you. Good. Oh, yeah. Is that NFL or is that football? Hard keeping up with NFL, NRL. So there's National Rugby League. It was on here last night in Australia. Then you've got the NFL. Then there's football. But is football NFL or is football like football as in soccer? Mate, a lot of sports. So yeah, if you have anything, otherwise I'll quickly write something down here in the chat as to what we can do. Obviously, the majority of the stuff on here that we do, a little bit of mixture to do with, like I guess the technique side. I've got my number one supporter in here today. Hey, it's Badger. Badger's here. Badger, you going to say hi to everybody, or are you just going to come in for a cuddles? Not 40-20s. Oh yeah, there you go. We could do something. We could ramp up some speed. Probably haven't done a little bit of speed work for a while. So you guys tell me. We've got about another 15 seconds. Otherwise, I'm just going to write down something in the chat. So yeah, as I say, always here willing to participate. To whether you're struggling with your rating, whether you want to just keep working on your technique, you tell me, and then I'll give Badger here the cuddles that he deserves for being a good dog. Hey, he'll be a guard dog. He's under. What do we say? You're a bit misrepresented in your breed, aren't you? American Staffy Pitbull Cross. Hey, who's your good boy? Hey, nice. Righto. Okay, we're going to do some 5-minute pieces. Okay, let me chuck them down here in the chat. 5 minutes. We're going to do 90 seconds. We're going to do 90 seconds rest. Okay. Let me just. Where are we? We will increase. We'll do the first one. We're going to do the first one at 20. Okay. We're going to do the second one at 22. Okay. Our third one is going to be at 24. Okay. So we're just going to increase that speed. Our fourth one, we are going to do we're going to go 24, 26 at 3 minutes and 2 minute changes. Okay. And then our last one, which is our fifth set, we're going to go a minute at each. Okay. So we're going to go 20, 22, 24, 26, 28. Okay. You got two of those mean dogs. Look, we have the same problem in New Zealand as everywhere else. Just misunderstood. Yes, they have a bad rap, generally to do with the people that look after them. But hey, look, it is one of those things. Okay, so sorry, no whiteboard. It's a mess, slightly chaotic. You name it. We're all good though. So we're going to do 5 minute pieces. Okay, 5 times 5 minute pieces. We'll have 90 seconds off in between. Okay, which means when we talk about the length of time that we have off between, sets or pieces, that type of thing, the more time that we give it effectively means that on the focus of that piece, we can probably look to just, I guess, give it a little bit more, right? To give a little bit more pressure, rather than when it's 60 seconds, we're sort of balancing, going, well, shit, I'm going to take half of my rest period to sort of catch my breath, and then I've got to get ready for the next one. So even though you feel, wow, it's only an extra 30 seconds, there is a little bit more, right? We can really push that a little bit. This is a building set, okay? So as you see there, the first one's at 20, next one's at 22, then we'll go 24, and we'll split that third one to be 3 minutes at 24, 2 minutes at 26, and then on that last one, boom, 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 we're just going to climb it through. Okay, so it'll be a really good building set, that last one, and we'll be able to really nail it out of the park. Okay. Sorry for that stuff last week. I got no idea what's been going on around this place. I don't know whether it's the internet services or whatever else, but for some reason it seemed to have recorded the video, but not the YouTube, right? The live, which is really bizarre. So I don't know whether it's just some teething problems. I know everything's been continuously updating since the latest iOS 26 update, that type of thing. So fingers crossed we don't get anything untoward today. Okay. So rock and roll time. Let's rip into it, team. Okay. So same old. Oh, there's power strokes the other day. Remember our warm-ups. As we start, just really focusing here on our patience, our rhythm, smoothness. We can over-exaggerate things on this warm-up as we do it. Okay, so, when we're thinking about hands, we're thinking about getting this body rock sort of forward. We can exaggerate it here slightly and make it segmented, or have those slight discrepancies with the stroke, right? Just to really feel the body getting, I guess, into further than those positions, so that when we bring it back into the full stroke, we've got ourselves into that nice zone, right, that we're wanting to work from. Okay. Okay, really good momentum here. Just thinking about our relaxation, starting to mold things a bit more continuous as we warm up, okay? And that press, okay, holding that body position from out the front. Just remember, even now in this warm up, try and be as smooth and relaxed as we can around the front, okay? Trying to keep working on that, that take up, that smoothness around the catch, okay? Not getting there and being like, I've got to feel heaviness. I want to like feel the connection, okay? Allow that body to have that elastic joints to pick it up and then use it through the whole drive, okay? Long arms really hanging out there. Elastic. Okay, really good patience here. Really nice smoothness. The rhythm. Okay. Just as we start to feel better and better about our posture, we can start to really think about this continuous motion. Rolling back and forward. Okay, good. That's lovely. Feeling the pressure. Both feet. Okay. Press away. Couple more. Boom. Okay, perfect. Okay, so 5 minute pieces. Okay, first one's at 20, 22, 24. So first three, relatively simple, just building that rhythm, keeping it consistent. We should see a good jump in speed on each of those. Okay, the fourth one, we're just going to split it. We're going to maintain that sort of 24 for the first 3 minutes, increase it to 26 for the last two, okay, just to get that little bit more freedom. Obviously have that continuous sort of metronomic rhythm. And then that last set, we're just going to climb every minute, boom, boom, boom. Rating 20, 22, 24, 26, 28, okay? Nice, simple session. Remember our focus, what we're trying to achieve today. Okay, it's consistent rate, so let's look for the consistent rhythm around our movements. Okay, when we're on 20 rating, there's a speed around to get set up and a speed on the slide, right? We keep that consistent. As we go to 22, 24, 26, 28, all of them, things happen quicker. Okay, so let's think about how they happen quicker. Okay, we need to produce the drive, right? But remembering that all of this stuff that happens around here is about setup. It's about getting back to the front in the right position, being in a position there where we're ready to go, where we can hang off the front, we can press the feet, we're as composed as we can be, given all the circumstances around us, okay? But if we're focusing that well and we've got a nice rhythm, we're breathing, we're trying to stay as relaxed as possible. So on this piece from around the finish back up to the front here, okay, if we can minimize our energy expenditure and only just use things to get into setup positions, okay, perfect. Okay, and then we can focus all the rest on that drive sequence. Bang, we're away laughing. Okay. So let's get set. Select workout, new workout, intervals time. Okay, pull that up to 5 minutes and set that rest time to 1 minute and 30 seconds. Okay, so a lot of rest time in these. Okay, so let's focus when we're doing them, having a really nice press. Okay, maybe focus a little bit more about the acceleration, okay, so that we can look at those speeds and think, this is really nice. I'm really getting bang for my buck here. Plenty of time off in between to make sure that we are comfortable, okay? So let's rock and roll. Come on, Badger. Hey, you gotta give Daddy a cuddle before he starts. Oh, look at me. Okay. Hey, you're going to go sit on your bed. You go sit on your bed and make sure you bark at those birds out there, okay? Go bark at those birds for Dad. Right, rock and roll time. Okay, 20 strokes a minute, piece of cake. Let's get a nice setup. Let's really focus. This one sets us up for what we're working for the rest of the session, okay? Here we go. Are you ready? Row. Okay, good. So just straight on here, straight into some comfort. Elastic. Okay, feel this speed forward. Okay, so we've got this momentum around the back. We've got soft knee break. Letting that speed roll into the catch. We shouldn't have to be thinking about, okay, I've got to accelerate off the back and, you know, we're sort of taught, get off the back quickly and slow into the front. Try and graduate away from, you've got the speed and rhythm around the finish. And a soft knee break, we just carry this speed. Don't even think about trying to stop or decel into the front, right? Just let it happen. Okay, it's something we don't really need to think about. All we need to be thinking about is posture, stability. We shouldn't have to be thinking, oh, I've got to slow there to really then get onto the speed of it, okay? Natural. Just roll, feel yourself get to a point and body stops it, okay? So identify that part there. Be happy. If it feels tight, think of your setup. Feet too high, too low. Okay, you feel like you're overextending and being able to get up the front. Could be like Mrs. Incredible, right? Super, what's her name? Elastigirl. So we're focused on those areas. Think about how continuous we can make this feel here. Okay, second half of this piece. Feel the hang. Feel the rhythm. Smoothness. Okay, really good. Feel the motion of the body. Okay, nice press with both feet. Think about when we've got this compression happening, we've got our hands in a really nice space. Okay, really loose, relaxed. Try and resist the temptation to be gripping, right? To be, I need to feel in my arms, my hands, the connection out the front, okay? Really just see if we can get this hang feeling for as long as possible. Smooth rhythm. Okay. Nice. Nice patience here. Good flow. Easy, okay? Just like that. Okay, so always good on that starting piece to get a good feeling about, as I think I mentioned, you know, we want to create a platform. We want to start somewhere, okay? And it's about making sure that we get all of these parts starting, okay, or trying to work together in terms of the bigger picture, okay? So this rhythm around the finish, getting ourselves forward. Remember, it's, you know, this one speed forward that I talk about. Okay, yes, the initial part off the back here, when you just break the knees, is going to be slow, but then this part here just should feel like it's one speed. And even now, just try it and just put your body into a position. It just can't go any further. Okay, that's us getting to the front. We shouldn't have to think about, you know, coming here and then slowing ourselves into the front. Just let your body do that for you, okay? So now at the 22, let's just tap it along a little bit freer. Here we go. Now, okay. So now we can just feel that little bit of extra freedom of our movements. Really start off here, getting ourselves to this rating, but just take a moment to feel the recoil and the chain. Hey, relax the fingers around the finish. Feel the draw that the bungee of this machine is creating to draw this handle back to the flywheel, okay? We don't have to do it. We want to guide it and have control of our actions, okay? But We are the ones that if we pull it in, then we tense, we slow it down because we don't have the freedom to let the hands move around the back, roll forward, okay? Less energy expended by us on an area that's not really doing anything for the speed except slowing us down, okay? And that's our efficiencies that we're searching for, okay? Feel this hang as we push both feet. Rhythm around. Nice. Really good. Okay? Look at that. It's patient. It's smooth. It's controlled. We've got a rhythm, a consistency. We can just hold this, what we've already created, and refine it. Okay? Both feet, feel the press. Good. Okay. Nice. All right, good speed. Tap into the long. Good. Sitting right on top of it. Okay, and when I say sit on top of it, you know, it's just a thought process around you've got the flywheel moving, you've got a speed. We're not trying to add anything more to it, okay? So we're just trying to sit there and keep doing what we're doing, okay? Stay on top of the game, right? Stay in front of the game, whatever you want to call it. Okay? Nice pickup. Keep the action hung. Nice push and swing with the body. Just opening out. Okay? Boom. Easy. Done. Okay, so you get those ratings, 22, nice and consistent. Just get that rhythm. When we start getting up here into this 24, and then obviously the 24, 26, okay, try and, even though there's two distinctive parts of the stroke, right? We've got the recovery and we've got the drive. We need to start, once we get up in this ratings where we're still semi in control of ourselves, okay, We think about the ratio of the timing of the drive to the recovery. They start getting quite close in terms of time. Okay, the amount of time to do this, the amount of time to do this. Okay, and that's where we've really got to start thinking about this metronomic rhythm. Okay, tapping it along, staying on top of the flywheel. Okay, here we go. So remember, when we start here and we get it to rate, just be elastic, okay? It might feel short as shit, okay, like this, but start there and then think about your hand speed and then think about your recovery speed and then ask yourself the question, do I feel like I'm at an appropriate length? Okay, and if you've been able to do so, holding the rating, that's our rhythm, okay? Now breathe into this. Patience. Really good. Hang, okay? Feel this. Push and swing. Try and change the psychology of it when we're up at this speed to be more about the drive speed. So the pressure to create the speed, okay? Rather than when we're at low training, we're generally trying to work each stroke relatively hard, okay? So staying in front of that flywheel. Think about our bodies, elasticity, hands around the finish. Good. Feel this rhythm. Swing through. Long arms as we push. Feel the takeoff, that lawnmower. Nice, real good. Okay, good. Think about the speed. Okay, flywheel's moving. Just got to come back, pick up the speed, stroke in, stroke out. Okay, not looking for insurmountable extra pressure, just same as last time. Breathe it. Okay, last minute. Yeah, armpits, feel the hang. Nice. Really good. Lovely smoothness here. Elastic. We'll pack up. Just have a look. Let it happen. Good composure. Nice. Okay, so really nice. Remember what I was saying there? Just once we're up to speed, at 20 rate, we slow the flywheel down because of the stroke rate, obviously, which then it does force us into thinking about the drive and the power that we create. Okay, and that's why everything we do, rating wise, pieces wise, there's always something we're working to try and feel. Okay, and so when we're up on this 24, okay, when we get to the front for the stroke, all we should be thinking about is repeating, trying to do it more efficient, because our energy level over time is obviously going to run dry, but we're trying to maintain what we're doing as efficient as we can, and it's a little bit quicker. So it's more about the speed than the outright power that we're producing. Okay, so 3 minutes at 24, 2 minutes at 26. Okay, remember how I said before, we start with elasticity. Move the hands. Good. Really nice. Okay, we've got nice elastic length here. Remember, speed of the drive, we can comfortably finish around the body. Don't have to ram it in. Okay, nice hang here. Okay, focus this ratio. So we've got our drive, pressure and speed. Got our hands finishing front of the body. Okay, nice. Really good. Nice rhythm around. Soft knees. Okay. Feel our core stability. Good. Nice press. Both feet. Feel the connection point. Hands, feet, and the seat. Feel their relationship. Okay. Right. Up two. Now. So, speed of drive. Hands around. Yeah. Remember, just find that extra speed in the flywheel. Sit on top of that. Good. Nice hang. Both feet feel the push. Armpit hang. Good core connection. And then drive the body through the stroke. Picking the speed of the flywheel. Sit back. One smooth sequence of stroke. Nice. Okay, hold this. Good. Okay. So, see that extra speed? Got to stay relaxed. Got to keep the rhythm, the movement. Okay. And it's nice, like, I don't know about you guys, but, you know, building into those sort of ratings, you feel at each step the slight changes that you need to make to get to that rating, right? Hence, you know, by doing that, we're trying to program our minds to think about how we're doing the stroke, how we're creating the movement. Okay, so we take that through the steps because your composure and your technique at 20 to say 32, 34, you're trying to keep them pretty similar, but they are a bit wild, okay? Things change, things happen faster, movements, that type of thing. But the closer we can get them means that we can keep this focus at low rates, okay, and know that we're going to transfer as much of it as possible through the session, okay? Right, so here we are, 20 strokes here. As I mentioned before, okay, we've got heaps of time here now. So we can feel this push. We've got ample amount of relaxation and setup time to be loose, to be relaxed. Okay. Obviously, the speed here is slower, and because the flywheel slows down more, there's more resistance, so to speak. But start off here by getting our nice pressure, holding our drive posture, okay? We'll go up 2 now. So we're just adding that little bit more speed of the drive. Okay? There. Good. Pressure and drive. Rolling into the front. We're already prepared. Okay? We've done this preparation for 2/3 of the recovery, okay? So that as we compress here, we do the last part without trying to go and reach for more, okay? Right, up 2 now. So, 24 here. Let's get our nice swing going. Feeling the drive. Long arms here. Feel the breathing. Okay, good. Really nice. Okay, good push. Good ratio. Okay, we've only got 2 more steps. So, drive speed now, 26. A little bit more sting. Travel forward a bit quicker. Okay, there it is. Okay, now breathe with me. Feel the metronomic, continuous motion. Good. Work, rest. Be composed. Try and release the tension. It all matters. Okay? Right. Focus our drive speed. Again. Movement speed. Now. 28. Good. That's it. Okay. Open the mouth. Yeah, real good. Hang, armpits. Motion around the finish. Brush the body. Perfect. That went pretty quick. Hey? Okay, really nice. Hey? Take our time here to just breathe, get our movements, our composure. Okay? Then we can analyze, have a think about it. Hey, good little sessions, those ones. Okay? Oh, a bit tight in the old hammies today. Hey, just move it out here. Let's just get out to full extension if we can. Active recovery, okay? If I probably haven't, just press the menu button when you're ready. It'll save all of that stuff into the memory. Okay, active recovery. Active recovery is actually exactly what it says. Okay, it's quite active. Should be quite active recovery. you know, like you'll be like, oh, but I'm already moving now. You know, I'm already doing this. Active recovery is actually, imagine yourself trying to put your heart rate, let's say 20% below sort of your training, 20 to 30% below your training. That's sort of an active recovery position, okay? Which actually what it means is I do have to actually engage the process of my body, my legs, my muscles, okay? And what that's doing is it's just stimulating blood supply to the areas which are asking for it. Hopefully that blood that's getting there, it's a lot more aerobic, okay? It's got a lot more oxygen in it, which then goes through those muscles, helps release the lactic acid, hydrogen ions, all that, blah, 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 okay? And so it's always good as we're warming down to try and bring a little bit of activeness back into the work, okay? So rather than just being like, yeah, I'm just, you know, what a session, pretty tired, you know, it was hard. If we actually think a little bit more about the process, the drive, the push, okay, that type of thing, we'll then be in a better position with our body in terms of the recovery, okay? So getting that nice motion of the body, being supple but composed, holding our posture a little bit better, okay? We don't have to do it for long. And as I say, we're not like at a work rate, which is, you know, incredibly difficult. I'll give you an example. I'm about 30 seconds, or maybe a bit more, off my training pace, okay? But it's just enough that I still have to focus about what I'm doing, about the movement, okay? So that active recovery, probably wrap into that a little bit around focus recovery too. So we're not just, you know, there's a time and a place after big sessions to just be like, you know, whereas when we're here now, just thinking about what we're doing, thinking about our motion, and just putting ourselves back to a nice position, getting rhythm and breathing, okay? This isn't strenuous. This is just helping the body recover itself, to start the recovery process, okay? So just do this for another 30 seconds just to get into a really good space. Think about our movements here. Patience, flow, okay? Really nice. Lovely and smooth. Perfect. Oh. Okay, lovely. Deep breath. How'd you find it? Okay, I felt really enjoyed that 24, 26. Both of them actually, that 24 and then that 24 and 26. Felt like a really lovely rhythm. Don't know why, because I'm pretty toast after the weekend, but maybe it was just that little bit more freedom, okay, a little bit more, I guess, flow to it. And this is one of the things is I think I've always said here for the last, geez, how long have we been here, 4 or 5 years, whatever, that you got to find a way to make this semi-enjoyable, right? Because it's difficult, especially when we push ourselves. And so making sure that we're finding sessions that we can just chop and change and add this or try this, do that, do this. Okay, they just break up the time. So when you're doing half an hour or 40 minutes or shit even longer, you've got change. There's things to focus on. Okay, it is very, very difficult to sit there and just go, I'm going to do 45 minutes at 20 or 22 rating and just focus on the technique and stuff like that, because generally the way that you start and the way that you finish, if you took a 30-second video at the start and then a 30-second video at the finish, it might be a little bit different, right? And I get it. The whole reason is that we need to do that time to be able to focus on, what's happening, but it's also monotony and everything else that can slip in, and when we're just bored or when we let the brain fly around the place, we lose focus on the things that we're doing, right? And hence why I'd like to think I help with that by, just thoughts, throw something out there, think about this, think about that, let's do this, let's do that. And it is very difficult to do ourselves, but at the same time, if we're focused on them and we're working on them and we're identifying them and getting them to a really nice space, that's what we need to be thinking. And so when you think back to your session today, which is your own self-evaluation, think about the part. Which set felt the best? Did you like it at 20? Did you feel strong? Was it 22, a little bit more freedom? Did you feel a bit raggedy at 24 for the first one, but then got it better for the 24, 26? Did you like the step up in pace? Did you find you actually had really good speed towards the end of it? So all of those things are good to understand, because then it shows us, it generally does start to show us where we might be lacking, where we might need to focus a little bit more stuff, right? And obviously as rating as well, because when rating goes up, the pressure goes up, it becomes harder and more stressful and blah, blah, blah. But it's also understanding, if we start getting up and rating and we start feeling like I feel like I've got more of a pull, okay, we're not quite focusing on that hang and keeping our bodies out here and hanging under this armpit, we're starting to get a bit more of that go on, and so just little things like that are the focus around what we should be doing, okay. I realised after the first 2 peakers that it takes me that long to warm up. Yeah, and I'll tell you what, it's a really interesting one, because obviously we do a short warm-up here on the thing, bro, but, mate, when I was in full whacker, we used to be like half an hour of fucking bashing ourselves before we even started training, and it is, as I've said many a times, it is something that, depending on your fitness or your age or the sessions, like when we do big sessions, you've got to have that period of time prior to warm up. But even though you do that, your body still finds a nice space, okay? And so hence why, and some of the people that I coach, I change their warm-up for them, and I'm like, you need to try this, and then you need to try it with pieces, and I want to know which one's the best, which one did you physically feel the best with, because ultimately you just don't know unless you try. And, people will do like a test piece, it might be a 2K, and your body or your mind's telling you, don't waste the energy, because we're going to need it for the piece. And yet the body on the other side, that's the brain telling you need it. But the body's like, mate, fuck, I need you to do some more pieces. We need to be in this really nice zone to be able to do it. But the brain's taking over, saying, don't do too much. Okay, so yes, adjust whatever you need to do. If you need to sit on the bike prior or whatever, great. Rip into that. Really like that. Great focus. Thanks, Rose. Enjoyed. Thanks, Clint. And I'm wearing a loose shirt after I started sweating. The back got stuck. Oh, I love that. Yeah. Notice my right heel seems to flare out of the foot stretcher at time. Rose. No, that could just be hip. knee, like, or as I find, I get it every now and again, and I could be rude here, but I could probably say for any male on this channel, is that when you're coming in, sometimes occasionally your nut sacks will get in the way. And of course, so you'll come up and you'll be like, oh, and your leg might flare out or whatever. You know, we are trying to stay as, the thing is, because we're on a machine, we're not having to move our bodies like, say, or like in the rowing stroke. So we have to get a knee out of the way or anything like that. And so we are coming in. But even I find myself every now and again, and I think because I've got one leg that's, 5 mil longer than the other or whatever, and I can see it when I sit here and I'm centered on the seat. But this leg here seems to be slightly higher than this one, right? But also when I look at where my legs are touching the monorail, this one's actually touching it earlier than this one. Okay, so yes, when we come up, we might have flare, that type of thing. Remember as well that you've got movement with these heels. So even though you've got your feet in the foot stretchers and stuff, okay, it might actually be, some people might like their heels right in and their feet out, because your flexibility in your hips, right, and stuff like that means that as you come forward, and depending on your setup, okay, ideally what I would like to see is you're just over top of your knees like that, okay? This is, I'll get in here because I can't do it, right? Because that's in a nice, we've got to think about the forces and the way they've been applied, okay? And so if we're inside here type of thing, which means we're a bit low, we probably don't have the most economical force application from here to here, okay? Because we've got to look at that chain and say, okay, that's probably ideal, okay? And that's why when you come forward and stuff like that, this little gap here, or whether it just brushes, that type of thing, it's fine. But of course, depending on if you're bloated or depending on our size, that type of thing. I know when I've put on weight, because I'll be like, fuck, I feel like I'm rowing like this. I feel like I've got my arms like on the inside of my knees, rather than having this nice position here as I come forward. So it can be to do with flexibility. It's not a massive issue. Remembering as well, as I was just saying, right, you can, if you have your feet here now and you move them left and right, there's probably 15 degrees or so, I don't know, of movement, 10 degrees, whatever, of your feet at the bottom. So do you feel more comfortable with your heels in like that, or straight up and down, or do they even maybe sit like that? Okay, and that's just got to do with your own makeup, your own bodies. If you're very right foot dominated or whatever, you might find that the right foot sits out further, because you don't know whether, it's all to do with, I can probably roll my right leg further than I can my left, just because that's how I am. Okay, so don't think of it too much as a negative. Just think of it as that's what you are. Ideally, ideally, and I'm thinking here, and I just want to make this clear, like theoretical idealism, Jesus, I'm making up a new word, is perfectly flat here, the connection being at a certain height, the body being at certain angles, and, all of this sort of thing, having a perfect position here, an angle, penetration through the blah, blah, blah. So, but we have to work to ourselves, right? So whatever you can do, that's basically what you want to be able to do, okay? Thanks, Eric. Love the time at 26. Have a great week. Thank you. I also found the same about warming up through the pieces. The last set was actually the most comfortable and natural for me. I love the 1 minute changes. Yeah, short and sweet session. Thanks, Pims. Yeah, and that's something too, maybe we do need to start pushing out the time a little bit more. I've only really sort of always worked in this half an hour sort of space, as it's a really nice thing that people can do later on, and it doesn't feel like it's going to take up a lot of your time. you know, apart from the chit chatting and bullshit that we do to start and finish, which is, you know, chirping along. You know, if you had to do it, you could get in and out in 40 minutes, boom, job done. You know, whereas you start to extend the sessions, now they take an hour or they take an hour and a quarter or they take an hour and a half if we go right out there. And so it does take up a lot of space, whereas perfect, short and sweet, gets the job done, manages everything you can do. So, you know, it's something for everybody to individually take away, change, not change, whatever. That's how it rolls. Okay. Right, perfect. Thanks, team. Great session. Lots to do today, this week. Keep up the good work. We'll see you guys back here next week. Throw something at me if there's something you'd like to try. Just send me a DM, Instagram, whatever. Anything in particular, if you're working towards something and you say, oh, I'm going to do these something in a little bit of time. That's how we did that 4-minute thing. Robro was a big incentive on that. So yeah, okay. Otherwise, keep up the good work, train hard, enjoy yourselves, and we will see you guys back here next week. Peace out.